A dramatic finish in our CIF Southern Section Championship game a year ago. Scottie Pippen's layup just fell off the iron, tantalizingly close to giving Sierra Canyon the lead. Underneath they battled. A foul was called on the Trailblazers, sending Aiden Prukop to the free throw line. He hits one of two, but still the Trailblazers had one final opportunity. Up the floor comes Dwayne Washington. His bank shot just comes off the iron. Two crash tips fail, and it's jubilation for Mater Dei as they win the crown. Pacific Surfliner presents the CIF Southern Section Forward Boys Championships. Tonight's game features the Monarchs of Mater Dei on the road against the host Trailblazers of Sierra Canyon. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. The professor is alongside Mr. Paul Westfall. Well, we have a redo. The same two teams clash again in the Open Division. This in the opening round. Professor, it figures to be another titanic struggle.
Oh, you couldn't match them up any better than that. Last year's championship final in round one of the Open Division pool play. This young Mater Dei team lost their top four scorers off last year's Open Division champion, but the young Monarchs have proven to be up to the task of playing at Mater Dei's championship level. But their biggest challenge will come tonight against the Sierra Canyon team, Randy, that's looking for the sweetest taste of all, the taste of revenge.
You're not kidding, and they're looking to come back after a loss to Rancho Christian. They suffered that setback on our air 61-58 last week. Mater Dei has won their last four in a row, and the Monarchs have a sparkling 25-3 record. The starting lineups for Mater Dei and for Sierra Canyon is next on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
President's Day, there's big news at Nissan Now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. That means that people love their new Nissans. So we're thanking you with big savings on our lineup, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist.
For a limited time, get 0% financing for 60 months or save up to $3,500 on the 2019 Rogue.
Get to Nissan now before these offers are yesterday's news.
Hug the coast on the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner and embrace the journey to Southern California's top destinations. Cruise by sparkling beaches and rolling hills as you travel to renowned wine countries, beloved surf cities, and vibrant downtowns. Let us take you to SoCal's most inviting and inspired communities. Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com and come hug the coast with us.
When we switched to AAA insurance and we bundled our home and auto, we were shocked at the savings.
Not only did we increase our coverage significantly, but we also saved hundreds of dollars.
I switched to AAA because I saved over $450. That makes a big difference in my budget.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you can save an average of $447 on auto insurance. Compare that to Geico, State Farm, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
This type of savings on the insurance goes a long way in helping me do the things I like to do.
Because of the savings that we get from having AAA insurance, we're able to do more of the things that we love.
We might go to the spa, go to the concert, go out to eat.
Yeah, it makes me feel good about spending the money when I know we've already saved it.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-214-1312 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Insurance, helping you save more.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Nobody does dogs like Wiener Schnitzel. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Welcome back to Chatsworth, Sierra Canyon and Mater Dei. They're getting set here. Here's your starting lineups. And the starting lineups are brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel.
For the visiting Monarchs, Devin Askew, Ryan Evans, Aiden Prukop, Harrison Hornery, and Wilhelm Breedenbach round out the starting lineup for Gary McKnight. For Sierra Canyon, there's been one change. It'll be Scottie Pippen, but instead of Cassius Stanley, who's a little bit under the weather, but will play, it'll be Taryn Frank, number 15, also KJ Martin, Amari Bailey, the freshman, and Christian Coloco, the 7-foot shot blocker, round out the starting lineup for Andre Chevalier in his second year at the helm of Sierra Canyon. Randy, this should be an outstanding contest. Youth versus experience tonight.
Mater Dei in their familiar red. Sierra Canyon in the home whites. Pippin will chase it down, and the Trailblazers will go on the offense first.
I think the first quarter will be huge tonight. I think Sierra Canyon is going to come out with a ton of energy, a little bit of aggressiveness. They're going to figuratively punch Mater Dei in the nose and see how the sophomores, the young team, responds.
Bailey walked, turnover, give the ball to Mater Dei.
One underrated thing about this year's Monarch team is that they are very good defensively, and you see Sierra Canyon going to ramp up the tempo by picking up full court.
Number 5, Askew, an adept ball handler, truly magnificent sophomore point guard for the Monarchs. Stolen by Pippin. All the way, puts it up, no good. Koloko with the putback. Trailblazers on the board first.
He'll be a challenge because of his length. Mater Dei has nobody nearly as tall with his long arms as the 7-footer Koloko. Keys to the game, Mater Dei glass is half full. It better not be as Askew hits a three. The glass better be full of Monarchs because they need to rebound on both ends of the court. Three-ring circus, I think the Monarchs have to make at least a dozen threes tonight, and Harrison better be ornery tonight. He's one of the Monarchs that if you push him, he'll push you back.
Evans for 3. Ryan Evans, his 83rd triple of the season, and the teams are shooting well early.
Three-ring circus showed up so far in the first 2 Monarch possessions. As I say, they were +8 in last year's Open Division Championship game from three-point land. That's a 24-point difference. They need to have something similar tonight.
Martin with a gorgeous delivery, and Koloko with the jam.
For Sierra Canyon, remember the main being the main reason you lost, and that's the three-point disparity. Mater Dei was +8 in three-point shots last year in the championship game. Let's be frank, Taryn Frank had 10 very productive minutes in his first action after missing the season with a knee injury. He was good, and then Cassius Fly. Not sure if he'll fly tonight, a little bit under the weather, but when he gets in, I think he'll play with purpose as Martin scores from in close.
You can see that KJ Martin has the ability to shoot with either hand. He finished there with the left. He can also be very, very good with the right hand. 8-6 Sierra Canyon, just inside 6 minutes to play on the opening quarter. Mater Dei 25-3, Sierra Canyon 24-3. Martin, one of the great slam dunkers in the country, is fouled before he can jam it home. Askew got him from behind.
They're going to have a discussion as to whether this is intentional or not. I don't think it will be called that, although it certainly looked that way. But Askew just didn't want him to have a monster dunk early and get this capacity crowd all revved up.
KJ Martin, so physical, and he can really hammer it home. And it is ruled an intentional foul, so Martin's going to go to the charity stripe and shoot 2.
Wow, I was surprised at that because they talked it over and it didn't look like it. But I guess once they all 3 got together, they decided that it was indeed an intentional foul. And so KJ Martin will shoot, and Sierra Canyon will get the basketball.
Martin with another one coming. Of course, his dad, Kenyon Martin, prolific professional player. Very proud of his son. Lead is 4 for the Trailblazers.
And if you're the Monarchs, that's the one thing you cannot let Sierra Canyon have easy baskets by steals and turnovers. And the Monarchs have had 2 already here in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Cassius Stanley has been inserted, so even though he's under the weather, he wasn't on the sideline very long. Stanley, an air ball. Frank able to retrieve it, but he was out of bounds. Give it to Mater Dei.
I watched him in warm-ups, and he didn't have his usual energy, so we'll see how long he'll play at any one stretch. He did not have a great game against Rancho Christian by his standards last week. He had only 9 points and 3 rebounds.
Askew got to the iron but couldn't finish under duress from Pippin. Martin on the baseline. Frank with the fall away. Askew back the other way, and the Monarchs are running, and they have numbers. Evans all the way for 2. That's a gorgeous fast break by Mater Dei.
Engineered by Askew, but back come the Trailblazers.
Pippin misses. Here's Breedenbach on a run out.
Pace a little quick for Mater Dei. I don't think they need to get into this kind of a game.
Hornery misses the 3, and Koloko rebounds. Martin double team.
Excellent double team by Breedenbach.
The pressure forces a Trailblazer mistake.
Monarchs weather the first punch to the gut. Sierra Canyon came out on fire and scored on 4 of their first 5 possessions, but Monarchs only down 2 about midway through as we get a good look at Jason Quinn, longtime Mater Dei assistant coach.
Man inserted into the line, inbound the ball. With the ball now is Nick Davidson, and he's a very good player. Underneath is Davidson. He's rejected from behind by Martin. Brilliant play by Martin.
Great chase down block by KJ.
Good look there. The 3 balls up and in for Andrew Austin, the senior.
Austin was a starter most of the season. He's a tremendous defender, and Coach Chevalier told me he has an improved open jumper. He showed it there.
13-8. Timeout taken by that Mater Dei bench. 30-second timeout taken by the Monarchs. Oh, Sierra Canyon is obviously motivated.
Oh, they're so energized. You can see it primarily on the defensive end. They have forced Mater Dei into some ragged possessions because the Monarchs have had a couple of good looks at threes, which is going to have to be their game tonight. But for the most part, Sierra Canyon has made Mater Dei uncomfortable.
Course, tomorrow we have another one of those great double headers for you in the ACC. 9 a.m. Miami will be teed up against North Carolina.
Yeah, you've got Chris Likes in Miami. They're down toward the bottom of the league, trying to head off North Carolina, who's tied for the top spot with Virginia and Duke. Nasir Little, Luke May, Kobe White, all future NBA guys. And then NC State at Pittsburgh. NC State has fallen into the 9 slot, and I don't think the ACC is going to get 9 teams. So NC State with almost a must-win on the road against Pitt.
Well, the ACC will get at least 7, maybe 8, but you're right, 9 is a big haul, and I don't anticipate that. Sierra Canyon getting out, and they're very, very strong when they get into the transition game. Askew's had some good looks, just has not finished. Nearly traveled. Prukop off the glass, no good. Coming back the other way is Cassius Stanley of Sierra Canyon. Coloco kicking it back to Martin from deep. Breedenbach with a strong rebound for Mater Dei.
Excellent job of boxing out by Breedenbach. Probably Mater Dei's best rebounder fundamentally.
Tough fall away shot.
That's a little quick for Mater Dei's standards. I think they like to pass it at least a couple of times before somebody launches one.
3:15 to play in the opening quarter. Sierra Canyon just lost the ball.
Great steal, just one-on-one theft by Breedenbach.
Yeah, he took it from KJ Martin. Askew denied again. He lost it out of bounds. Well, early on, great defense. Askew hit the 3 early. The defense of Sierra Canyon has been spectacular, and you can throw in a dunk as well.
What's made the stress of your commute disappear? Introducing the all-new, impossibly smart Nissan Altima with Pro Pilot Assist. It's groundbreaking tech that takes the stress out of heavy highway traffic by helping you stop and start without touching a pedal. Experience Altima at your local Nissan store.
For a limited time, get a low $239 per month lease on the 2019 Nissan Altima.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Right now at Wiener Schnitzel, you can mix and match 5 chili dogs or corn dogs for only $5.95. Wiener Schnitzel, food worth cheering for.
Haley Steinfeld.
I'm going with you.
Matt Damon. Josh Brolin. And Jeff Bridges.
We're being followed.
True Grit.
On KDOC TV's Weekend Theater.
Everybody knows who Floyd Merriweather is. Now it's hard to miss him in the green, so instead of being the professor, we'll make you the fight doctor, Paul Westphal.
Well, in my estimation, pound for pound, the greatest fighter that has ever entered the squared circle, and 50-0, how do you argue with that?
That's a magnificent record defensively. He's got to be amongst the elite. Personally, I kind of like Sugar Ray Robinson
going
way back.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali wasn't too shabby either.
No. But.
Well, early on, Sierra Canyon with some big blows. Like that one from Bailey, the freshman, with the throwdown. Amari Bailey lights up the arena, and it's 15-8.
Coach Chevalier told me he's going to be special. He's absolutely fearless. He's a freshman playing with a bunch of seniors, but you wouldn't know it.
Evans in the paint. Tough shots for Mater Dei. Sierra Christian doing a terrific job defensively getting into the Monarchs.
Yeah, their length is really special, but look at this elevation and the flush for Amari Bailey.
Again, Paul said it correctly. Bailey is a freshman. 15-8 for the Trailblazers.
Nice job by Evans to fight through that screen.
The three ball rims in and out for Cassius Stanley.
That looked a lot better than the first one, and maybe he's getting his sea legs about him.
The pressure on Breedenbach as they trap. Prukop for three. Austin back the other way for the Trailblazers.
And those are the shots the Monarchs must hit tonight.
A takeaway in the corner brilliantly by Aiden Prukop. Handles the ball well.
Referees allowing a lot of bumping. There have been a handful of calls so far that I think could have been made, but as long as you call them both ways like that and allow that contact on the dribbler, then everything is even.
Just not easy for Mater Dei to score. El Simpson, number 20, is checked in for Sierra Canyon.
Another superb on-ball defender.
A screen for Evans, and it's no good. Ryan Evans, again, a fabulous three-point shooter. He's hit one in the quarter, but that one went in and out. Stanley goes and puts it up. It will not count. The foul before the shot.
Basket does not count.
Maybe at the next level, but not this one. But Stanley looks like he's beginning to get some rhythm offensively. Been battling a little bug. But Mater Dei getting back well in transition defense so far. Only the one run out by KJ Martin early.
Foul was on Ryan Evans, his first. Minute 20 to play in the quarter. Bailey inside. This is Frank. Another long one. The three ball in and out again. Way down in and out for Andrew Austin. Askew looking to penetrate. Evans pulling the trigger, but he put it up there too hard, but it's tipped in beautifully with the left hand by Breedenbach.
Well done by Breedenbach with the offhand, although he's practically ambidextrous. I've seen him score with both hands around the rim all year long, but that was really a skillful tip and a much-needed basket for Mater Dei. If they can get a stop and a basket here, they can get within one possession at the end of the quarter, which would be a pretty good answer for the way Sierra Canyon started.
Cassius Stanley. Out of the corner, the three ball no good by Bailey. And the Monarchs get that stop. Let's see if they can get the basket. Hornery offline.
Oh, that's 3 threes in the quarter for Mater Dei that were wide open looks. They didn't make any of them. That could have tightened this 5-point deficit, and Sierra Canyon will play for one.
Stanley isolated against Hornery. Final seconds of the opening quarter. Cassius goes to work with the pull-up. He hits. After one, the Cassius Stanley basket has given Sierra Canyon a 7-point lead, showing their marksmanship. Both squads, Evans hit a triple, but it's a 7-point lead for the host Trailblazers, and the furious flush by Bailey.
Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. All the legendary flavor, none of the meat. When the wagon of change comes, you ride along with it. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
Waves aren't the only thing I surf. I surf the air. I surf roads, lanes, and alleys. Drop in on mountainsides and carve through valleys. I surf the ocean. I surf adventure. I surf California.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Jeep Compass for $99 a month.
Beautiful West San Fernando Valley, Chatsworth, California. Sierra Canyon, after one, has a 7-point lead on Mater Dei. Mater Dei had some looks, Professor. They had some shots in that first quarter that just didn't fall.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, you look up at the scoreboard and you think, well, it was dominated by Sierra Canyon, but it wasn't really. Mater Dei had 3 open looks from three-point land, and if they hit even one of those, as Kenyon Martin looks on, his son played pretty well the first quarter, but I think Mater Dei's just got to continue to play that way. I thought they battled even on the glass in the first quarter, which they're going to have to do, and just got to make a couple of those perimeter shots, and they would be a lot closer than down 7.
Pippen working on Ryan Evans, not letting him get free for a 3. Askew, the primary ball handler, number 5. He wanted Breedenbach, a pass that was a little bit too high. Mater Dei can ill afford those unforced turnovers.
Yeah, Askew sized that up correctly. He saw that Koloko, the 7-footer, had come out on him, which meant that Davidson underneath had a size advantage over who was guarding him, but the pass didn't have any arc on it.
Pippen to Martin, who scores. Pippen did a nice job of distributing.
Yeah, that was a really brilliant pass to K.J. Martin in a position where he could succeed without having to put the ball on the deck.
Again, Askew gets inside, back outside. The jump shot is up and beautiful. A 3-ball for Nick Davidson, the transfer from Santa Margarita.
That's the thing about this year's Mater Dei team. Some years they've only had maybe 1 3-point shooter, but this year I really believe they have 6 guys that can fill it up if you let them get their feet set.
And they can erase deficits in a hurry with the ability to hit from outside the arc.
Weathered the first punch from Sierra Canyon in that first quarter where they were down 9.
A near steal by Evans, playing the passing lanes well.
And I think Mater Dei's half-court defense has been outstanding. It hasn't been easy for Sierra Canyon once they can slow them down a little bit. Good anticipation by Evans to jump into the passing lane.
Prukop has returned for Mater Dei, and Davidson, who hit the triple, to the sideline. Stanley looking inside, goes back outside to Bailey. 2 on the shot clock. They didn't get the shot away.
Wow, a rare mental mistake from Scottie Pippen Jr. Normally he's in complete control of the possession, and somehow that got down to 2, and he didn't know it, and they didn't even get a good look at the basket. So nice defensive sequence for Mater Dei. Full court pressure coming from Sierra Canyon.
I like that Askew's been able to get to the cup, just has not had a lot to show for it so far for the men in red for Mater Dei.
True enough. I just don't know if they're going to make, I think that's a backcourt violation. Yeah, they saw it.
Yeah, Horner, he had his foot on that mid-court stripe. You'll see it right here on the replay. That number 30's foot's right over the line. Right there.
Excellent
on the line
call.
and over.
Excellent call by our official. That's about 4 empty possessions for Mater Dei. They have to minimize those against a talented team like the Trailblazers.
Pippen on the perimeter. Back to Martin. Kicks it out. Frank from deep. In and out.
Oh, Sierra Canyon's had about 4 of those as well that have been halfway down.
Askew, that's a great look, but underneath, not able to score. A rebound by Breedenbach. The first one was put up by Hornery, and then Breedenbach battling will go to the free throw line. This is a great effort by the man with the goggles.
I'll tell you, he's kind of a sneaky rebounder. He uses those long arms and slight build to sort of weave his way through traffic, and Breedenbach at the line to shoot a couple. One of the Mater Dei better free throw shooters, and that is a woeful attempt for Breedenbach, who is about an 81% shooter.
Yeah, he's normally very reliable there, averages 12 points and 9 rebounds a game. 4-star recruit down the road, just a sophomore. It's a very young Mater Dei squad. Going to have to grow up in a hurry in this tournament.
And this
is on the road.
This is about as tough an atmosphere as you could possibly ask for a young team to go into a rabid gym like this one against a really talented team that's coming off a loss. So we'll see if the young Monarchs are up to the challenge.
Very intimate atmosphere and cozy for the Trailblazers. Tough to beat in this arena. Pass goes awry, flagged down beautifully by Terran Frank. That's a great look, and Koloko jams it home. Frank made the play.
Oh, tremendous recovery after the errant pass took him back near the midcourt line. Little jump stop in the lane, drew 3 Monarchs, and then a little shovel pass to Koloko, and he ain't going to miss from there.
Sierra Canyon by a touchdown, and of course both these programs are prolific in football. Askew for 3. Tip by Breedenbach, but here comes Pippen the other way. Deflected away, out of bounds. It's off of Pippen into Mater Dei.
Oh, wonderful play by Prukop, because Pippen is a very steady ball handler. Prukop gets his hand in there and is able to rake it off of the on-rushing Pippen's leg. Turnover gives it back to Mater Dei.
Askew. Hornery's shot is rejected. It's off of Hornery. What a play by Martin, who against Rancho Christian, when we saw him a week ago, had 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 of these, 3 rejections.
Oh, look at the closeout by KJ. But when you're playing an athletic team that has length as well as leaping ability, you've got to ball fake. And I think you'll see the Monarchs start to do a little bit more of that. You've got to, because they're anxious and they're gonna fly, and you go ahead and use that against them when you have a catch and shoot opportunity.
Both teams playing prolific defense in this opening half. Tough to get the ball to go down. Pippen will back it up, talking with his head coach, Andre Chevalier, who was the LA Times Coach of the Year last year when they went 27-4 and won the State Open Championship. Stanley with 6 on the clock. Out of bounds. Nope, it's saved beautifully by Askew. Prukop with the spin move and the basket.
Nice hesitation after the spin, because the help side defender was coming for the block, and Prukop waited just a beat, and then he had clearance. Soft touch for the junior Aiden Prukop.
No question, Mater Dei is battling against this talented Sierra Canyon team. Martin again with the left hand gets the roll.
He has such a soft touch, which we saw considerable amount against Rancho Christian. When he elevates, and a carry.
The turnover.
We got an offensive foul, I think, and Gary McKnight is furious.
It is an offensive foul. Martin can finish, and so Koloko has a couple dunks in this opening half. Sierra Canyon has a 7-point lead with 3.5 minutes to play in the half.
President's Day, there's big news at Nissan now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. That means that people love their new Nissans. So we're thanking you with big savings on our lineup, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist.
For a limited time, get 0% financing for 60 months or save up to $3,500 on the 2019 Rogue.
Get to Nissan now before these offers are yesterday's news.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. All the legendary flavor, none of the meat. When the wagon of change comes, you ride along with it. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
Mater Dei brought their cheerleaders. They're happy to be here from Orange County. Of course, Mater Dei from Santa Ana. Traveling to the San Fernando Valley and Chatsworth against a very potent Sierra Canyon team. The number 2 seed in this pool. Number 1 is Rancho Christian. We'll talk about pool play at halftime. The professor will break that down for you. It's not a do or die game, but it's a very critical game. You want to win your opener in the tournament.
Yeah, you lose one, while it doesn't eliminate you, it makes everything a whole lot more difficult in order to advance to that championship game.
Trailblazers with the ball. Bailey across the timeline. low-scoring first half with two teams who are potent offensively. It's a tribute to both squads and how they work diligently at the defensive end. And on cue, Ryan Evans forces a Pippen turnover.
Wow, they are allowing a lot of physical play. Watch the bump by Evans, which caused Pippen to lose the basketball. They ruled that a play on, and it's Mater Dei basketball.
Bailey with those long arms tipping it away from Askew.
Oh, he's going to be something.
He already is pretty good, isn't he?
I'll say.
Askew looking at that step back, instead takes the baseline. Breedenbach hits the three ball for Wilhelm Breedenbach. And suddenly it's a 4-point lead. Martin able to draw the foul with that quick move inside against Breedenbach.
Well, Dad was a tremendous low post player, and I'm sure he has taught KJ some tricks once you get on the low block. And that time, KJ, who likes to go to that left hand, was able to get a bump from Breedenbach and a two-shot opportunity. But Breedenbach's hit 2 in a row from three-point land. Might be somebody that the Monarchs might concentrate on getting the ball to.
When you talk to Andre Chevalier about KJ Martin, he says he's the ultimate team player, and he loves the fact that he's improved his jump shot this year, but he loves the fact that he's brought this team together, one of the leaders of the Blazers.
No doubt about that. Of course, being looked at by West Virginia, where Bob Huggins is. Bob Huggins coached Dad at Cincinnati, and also Cincinnati, Florida State, Georgetown, and Memphis, looking at KJ Martin. Oh, and Askew got poked in the eye.
Hopefully he will be okay. And that one stings.
Yeah, and as Jason Quinn is saying, how can this not be a foul? My guy got poked in the eye.
Got a good point, doesn't he? He was hit in the face. Hopefully Devin's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't look okay. He looks like he's in considerable discomfort. Sierra Canyon fans, of course, saying the ball went out of bounds, should be Trailblazer basketball, and by the letter of the law, they got a point there because you can't just stop play due to inadvertent contact like that without a whistle. But in the meantime, Coach McKnight, who wasn't happy at the last exchange, watch the right hand of L. Simpson. He didn't mean to, but he got him clean in the eye, and that is really, that stings, and that's going to be a while before he's able to see pretty clearly out of that eye. Anyway, Monarchs coaching staff a little upset at the lack of a whistle on that one.
There's Devin Askew, 6'4", 190-pound sophomore. Highly recruited. Guy that averages 13 points and 6 assists a game. You can see a tremendous crowd here. This facility, there's Scottie Pippen looking on. His son, obviously, one of the stars of Sierra Canyon. Askew is up. They're applauding for him now. There's the former NBA All-Star, 6-time champion.
Yep, a couple seats away from that, of course, Kenyon Martin as well. But Scottie Pippen Jr. has gotten so much better than when I first saw him in the summer of last year when he came from Florida. His improvement has been dramatic, and because of that improvement, he's been awarded with a scholarship opportunity to go play for Vanderbilt, and I know that makes the family very happy.
They're attending to Devin Askew.
Yeah,
He's at the end of the bench. Hopefully he will be able to return.
Yeah, he may not come back the rest of this first half. Mater Dei will try to weather the storm for the last 2:38 without their point guard, and that'll be a tall task because Askew is he's the guy that gets the engine running. Let's see how Mater Dei does handling the ball. Now Evans will play the point.
Yeah, Ryan, notably a very good terrific shooter. Mater Dei has gone bigger, though, by bringing Nick Davidson onto the floor. Aiden Prukop, hand checked and fouled. It was Pippen that was all over him and picked up the personal.
Coach Chevalier knows what I know there, and that might be a little bit of a makeup call. They have allowed a lot more contact than that in this first half, but Pippen gets the call for using the arm bar, non-shooting foul.
His first, so he's in no danger. Prukop on the baseline. Around Pippen. There's a block brilliantly by Martin on the putback. And now whistle stops play.
And it looked like Koloko got hit in the mouth, and it's getting pretty physical underneath there. And we'll see whether Christian will have to come out of the game. Maybe he got it the way he's kind of wincing there. He might have got it in the nose, not in the mouth, but that hurts. If you've ever taken one right in the schnoz, that'll make your eyes water.
Well, I think he's going to be okay. He's smiling at least on the sideline.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, yes, I believe that friendly fire there. I think Koloko got hit by his own guy. And like I say, you take it in the nose like that, your eyes will water. You see about 12 players out there instead of 4 more teammates. But he'll be all right. We may not see him anymore this first half.
So each team has lost a valuable component of their attack, getting hit in the face.
Big 2 minutes for the Monarchs here. If they can keep it at 5 or somewhere in that vicinity.
Force a turnover. Prukop. Pass nearly went in. Aiden able to get it back.
Breedenbach wanted the 3, but it took too long for the pass to get there.
Davidson's hook falls short. Rebound, Pippen. The outlet to Bailey. Bailey, great crossover, dribble drive, and draws the foul. Spectacular move by the freshman, Amari Bailey.
It always amazes me as we get a look at Harold Yu on the sideline. I think teams sometimes, because they face so few left-handed players, they forget that they're left-handed. Now that time, the modern-day defender shaded Amari Bailey to his right hand, and that was just like easy pickings for Bailey. Crossed him over, got to the rim, got himself a 2-shot opportunity. You got to stay on that left hand against the freshman.
Bailey, who you saw earlier with a ferocious slam dunk. Tremendous hops, drills them both, and the lead is 7.
Sierra Canyon wants to see if Evans can handle full court pressure. So far, so good for Mater Dei.
Poked away brilliantly by Bailey. All the way, and Bailey's got the layup.
Oh, and you see how he used his body. He bumped Breedenbach intentionally to take the shot blocker's elevation away, and then it was a soft lay-in. Excellent job by the freshman.
Dangerous time for Mater Dei late in the half, down by 9. Inside, Hornery with the left hand. The finger roll is pretty.
And an excellent interior pass to the cutting Hornery, who can finish with either hand. That was a big basket for Mater Dei.
28-21. Frank with a good look to Martin, but the pass gets through Stanley's hands.
Oh, take your time, Mater Dei, take your time. They get a break there as the deflection goes out of bounds, but Monarchs need to run some clock here and minimize the number of possessions left in this first half. They could get this thing within 5, maybe 4, or it could be as many as 10. Askew still being attended to on the sideline. That eye doesn't look a whole lot better.
Final 46 seconds of the half. Logan Cremonesi comes in for the first time for Breedenbach.
Yeah, so he doesn't collect a silly foul at the end of the half.
This is Cremonesi. Another foul against Sierra Canyon. Looked like Frank was holding on to Davidson.
Good call, Randy. Exactly right.
Personal foul number 15, Taryn Frank.
Now Mater Dei can virtually hold it for the remainder of the half or pretty close to it, which would mean they would stay within 7 at the very worst if they get the ball in.
Terrific attempt by Stanley trying to steal that inbound. El Simpson checking back in for Frank.
Coach Chevalier going with his defense-offense kind of substitution. Simpson a terrific defender, but he's got a big one in Davidson.
Brought in Evans out of the corner. Hits the 3 ball for Ryan Evans. 2 triples on the night for Ryan. That slices it to 4 in the final 30 seconds. But Martin put it up, had a great look. They battle for it, and we have a tie-up. There's some emotion in the building.
Well, I'll tell you, when every rebound is challenged and every time you hit the floor, there's going to be 2 or 3 guys with you. As you see Evans, first one down to the floor to go get it.
Sierra Canyon on the alternating possession. Has he loved the hustle of number 12, Ryan Evans?
He's been terrific, and that corner 3 was a great play out of the inbound run by Mater Dei.
Pippen shooting on the baseline. Got it. Scottie Pippen Jr., but he leaves some time left for Mater Dei to come back down the floor.
Exactly right. Last shot time for the Monarchs.
Final seconds. Prukop for 3. Out of bounds. 1.8 seconds remain, and the Trailblazers will have one more opportunity. From backcourt, Pippen. At the break, Sierra Canyon has the lead. Martin with the soft touch. The answer from Breedenbach. And a slam dunk. No, I'll just do it softly this time by Bailey.
Find a vehicle that's Toyota you. Lease a new Corolla hatchback or Toyota CHR for just $219 a month. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Hug the coast on the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner and embrace the journey to Southern California's top destinations. Cruise by sparkling beaches and rolling hills as you travel to renowned wine countries, beloved surf cities, and vibrant downtowns. Let us take you to SoCal's most inviting and inspired communities. Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com and come hug the coast with us.
Your favorite restaurants now deliver with DoorDash. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're hungry for. It doesn't even matter how many you are. Restaurants come to you. Delicious at your door. Download DoorDash. First order, no delivery fee.
Over 100 years ago, we were talking about the Model T. Now here we are, talking about winning the most J.D. Power IQS and Appeal Awards, talking about driver assist technology, talking about the highest customer loyalty in the country. But that's enough talking. Seriously, that was a lot of talking. Back to building.
Now get an extra $1,000 when you trade. That's another $1,000 on top of 0 for 60 plus $3,000 on F-150. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Here's me, Bob, sleeping like a baby because my Scarlet bedroom is only $16.99 complete. And here's me having a nightmare in my competition's similar-looking bedroom because it's a whopping $25.37. My Scarlet Complete Queen bedroom with your choice of dresser with mirror or vanity and bench, still only $16.99. Go with their vanity. And the price jumps to $26.34. My Scarlet bedroom, only $16.99 every day and only at Bob's Discount Furniture. Shh. Sorry.
Find the vehicle that's Toyota you. Now get $2,500 cash back on a new Sienna. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back. It's halftime. Sierra Canyon leading Mater Dei 30-24. Let's go swimming with the professor as he takes us through the pools.
Only two other games in the Open Division tonight because Rancho Christian is going to play tomorrow night due to a gym conflict. But in Pool A, a little bit of a mild upset so far. Midway through the third quarter, Dave Kleckner's Etiwanda Eagles lead the number 4 seed Rancho Verde Mustangs at Rancho Verde High School 35-31. While in Pool B, this would be a stunner. Matt Dunn St. John Bosco Braves must be hitting the 3-ball tonight because in the third quarter they lead the Centennial Huskies, the number 3 seed, 53-49 midway through the third in that one.
Love Chris James, the terrific player for St. John Bosco. Of course, earlier this year they knocked off Mater Dei in their gym. And here's another overall look at the pools and how they are seeded.
Now this year in the Open Division they decided to go with pool play where each team will have a required 3 games. It's not lose and you're done kind of philosophy. So in Pool A, Rancho Christian, Rancho Verde, Etiwanda, and Bishop Montgomery. In Pool B, you've got our participants tonight, Sierra Canyon and Mater Dei, and then Centennial and Bosco. So each team will play 3 games, and the team with the best record after the 3 games in both Pool A and Pool B will advance to the championship game. Now it's easy if it's somebody who runs the table and goes 3-0. But if you could easily have 2 teams that are 2-1, or you could have 3 teams that are 2-1, and then if it's 2 teams, it's just head-to-head and it's easy. But if it's 3 teams, you get into a rather complicated tiebreaker, which we will discuss next week if that scenario begins to present itself. But basically, what you have to do is just keep on winning. But the best thing about it is, if you lose tonight, you're not done.
Bottom line, Rancho Christian and Sierra Canyon, the top seeds, are the favorites. We'll see if the favorites pan out. Askew hit an early three. Unfortunately, got poked in the eye. We'll see if he returns in the second half. It's the Trailblazers by a half a dozen on our Pacific Surfliner KDOC Game of the Week.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
We just made the stress of your commute disappear. Introducing the all-new, impossibly smart Nissan Altima with Pro Pilot Assist. It's groundbreaking tech that takes the stress out of heavy highway traffic by helping you stop and start without touching a pedal. Experience Altima at your local Nissan store.
For a limited time, get a low $239 per month lease on the 2019 Nissan Altima.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
We tell people, go shop those President's Day sales.
But then come to Jerome's and see how Jerry's price beats their sale price every day.
Our Virgo with reversible chaise, available in 2 colors, an incredible $395.
The stylish mid-century Elm, just $797.
Our plush Oasis with deep seating comfort, only $694.
And our top grain leather Calvin with premium dream seating, just $1496. And we have it in stock, so you can get it right away.
Only at Jerome's.
Saturday morning, ACC basketball returns to KDOC TV with another action-packed doubleheader. Starting at 9, the Miami Hurricanes face off against the number 8 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. Then at 11, the Wolfpack of NC State travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers. ACC basketball, back-to-back, Hurricanes Tar Heels, followed by Wolfpack Panthers. Don't miss it right here on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
What size would you like? 7, please.
Wow, this is fun.
Who wants free shoes? We're out here helping people get fit.
I like them.
You don't already have a pair like this, do you?
No.
Today we help people get fit, and we can help you too, with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2019 Accord LX for just $249 a month plus tax, and the Accord has been named a Car and Driver 10 Best winner a record 33 times.
This is so cool that you guys exist. Right on, go Honda.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
Tonight's Sierra Canyon Modern Day game is presented by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Travel by train to top SoCal destinations, including San Diego, Santa Barbara, and many more. Plan your trip at PacificSurfliner.com. Dancers are out there for Sierra Canyon. We'll be dancing to the tune of CIF Southern Section Basketball Round 2 next Friday. Should be a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you, we will be at the most impactful game that comes out of this pool play situation, and we might have a tough choice because there'll be some tremendous games coming down the road. They'll play again on February 12th, and then we'll have it for you, the culmination of the pool play on February 15th, and KDOC will be proud to be there. Our upcoming schedule is absolutely dynamite the rest of the way. We've got the Open Division playoffs coming up on the 15th, and then the CIF Southern Section playoffs to be determined. We're looking at Division 1 and Division 2 AA, looking for the best possible matchup on Saturday the 16th, and that should be exciting stuff. And then, Randy, I know one close to your heart, the February 23rd, the LA City Section final.
Westchester, one of the favorites, along with Fairfax. They have the top 2 seeds. Westchester tonight has a huge lead over El Camino Real in the quarterfinals. And, of course, we got the college game, Northridge at UC Irvine. Wow. Martin and company, the Trailblazers, up by 6, but Modern Day still in the hunt. Breedenbach and company can knock down threes. Let's see what develops in quarterback number 3 when Ryan Evans and company try to rally on our KDOC Game of the Week.
Hug the coast on the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner and embrace the journey to Southern California's top destinations. Cruise by sparkling beaches and rolling hills as you travel to renowned wine countries, beloved surf cities, and vibrant downtowns. Let us take you to SoCal's most inviting and inspired communities. Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com and come hug the coast with us.
Real members are saving real money on auto insurance through the Auto Club.
I was pretty shocked to find out that I was going to save $400. I thought that it was going to be much more expensive.
When you're trying to raise a family of 5, and in this economy, it's really nice to be able to save.
I would pay more for this level of customer service, but with AAA, I don't have to.
They told me what the price was going to be, and I told them to go back and recheck because I could not believe it.
Believe it. Switch your auto insurance and you could save an average of $447. That could be hundreds better than Geico, State Farm, even Allstate. And that's just the start.
I have my house insurance, I have my car insurance. It was a no-brainer for me to go with AAA.
Belong to an alumni association? Insure both your auto and home? You could save even more. Plus, get a $100 travel certificate when you switch. Best of all, get the service we're famous for and peace of mind.
I'm glad I switched. What are you waiting for?
Call 800-604-8097 for your free quote. The Auto Club. So easy, so smart, so switch.
Everyone wants to fall in love on Valentine's Day, and at Sizzler, it's easy, because right now they're serving that juicy hand-cut tri-tip sirloin coupled with decadent mouth-watering lobster tail. Want to fall in love this Valentine's Day? You want Sizzler.
Hey, California, no reasonable offer refused. If you don't buy your next RV from the Dennis Dillon team at DDRV.com, they guarantee you'll pay too much. 50 brands, 1,000 RVs and trailers, all at DDRV.com in Westminster.
Can you believe it? Our new store in Ontario is opening next Thursday. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Exit right ahead.
Me too. Grand opening celebration. Come celebrate the grand opening of our new Ontario store with entertainment and treats for the whole family. All President's Day weekend long at any of our 110 locations coast to coast. Plus untouchable furniture values on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Are you as excited as I am?
Recalculating.
Me too. Can hardly wait.
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Coming to Ontario next Thursday.
Waves aren't the only thing I surf. I surf the air. I surf roads, lanes, and alleys. Drop in on mountainsides and carve through valleys. I surf the ocean. I surf adventure. I surf it all.
During the President's Day sales event, get 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on all 2019 Jeep Cherokee models.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Nobody does dogs like Wiener Schnitzel. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Well, we have a ball game as we go into the third quarter. Hopefully this young man will come back. Devin Askew, you can see that he was cut under the left eye. Taking a picture. Yeah, he's still pretty, right?
He is, and I'll tell you, he's a gamer. This is one of the toughest kids I've had the pleasure to watch for Mater Dei in a long time, and there was no way you're going to keep him out of the lineup. As long as he can see out of one eye, he's going to be in there. Let's take a look at the Pacific Surfliner halftime stats presented by Nissan. Askew with only the 3 points, but that doesn't begin to tell the value that he brings to this Mater Dei team. Ryan Evans with a couple of threes, part of his 8 points, and Wilhelm Breedenbach with 2 threes for 6 points. KJ Martin led with 9 with his dominant presence inside the paint. Amari Bailey might have been the player of the first half, though, Randy, with his all-around floor game and 8 points scoring from a variety of positions. And then Christian Koloko chiming in with 6 points. They don't expect a lot of points out of him, so him with 6, that's a bonus.
Yeah, he's a transfer from Birmingham, and he's given him an inside presence. But you're right, Bailey was terrific in the first half. Askew, as you can see, he's in there. Evans, who can really knock him down from downtown. And Ryan Evans has his 3rd triple of the night. And suddenly Mater Dei is within 3.
He plays with such intensity, he's going to get called for a little bumping foul. Let's see if they call the game the same way here in the second half. I like the way the refs let him play. Coach McKnight not happy with that particular call. But now you can't change in the second half. You can't start calling every time there's a little bump here and there. Let's see if they continue to allow these teams to get after each other. But Evans with a nice ball fake that got Frank to fly by. You got to do that against those athletic teams. You got to use some ball fakes, maybe a pump fake, and let them go up because they'll elevate. They want to block shots.
Koloko with the skip pass, and there's the deflection by Ryan Evans, who's everywhere. You can see the bench approves of the effort of Ryan Evans.
Mater Dei's half-court defense was outstanding in the first half. They didn't allow a whole lot of dribble penetration, and they sealed off the bigs for Sierra Canyon rather nicely in the paint.
Frank going inside. The reverse layup is beautiful by K.J. Martin. The kiss off the window.
What a nice play run out of that inbounds. Martin used the screen from Koloko, and Martin's defender couldn't get around it.
Breedenbach to Evans, and we know he can pull the trigger. Askew, what a rejection by Koloko with the help defense. It looked like Askew had a certain layup, and Koloko came out of nowhere to reject it.
This is why Koloko is going to play early and often down in Tucson for the University of Arizona. When you've got that natural ability, those instincts to come help side and block it from about 10 feet away at the last second, that's valuable at the next level as well.
There's a tie-up, and on the alternating possession, it goes to the Trailblazers. Bailey at 6'4", playing the point. And again, he's the freshman who is so explosive.
Koloko won't shoot it from there.
Bailey will shoot it from underneath and score. A pretty play with the proper spin on the ball, and he got it to drop.
And that's with his offhand. He's a lefty. Scored that time with the right.
Askew with the pull-up, and he draws the foul. And he going to the foul line. Devin Askew, who's shot exactly 100 foul shots this year. He's hit 77 of them.
Nice job, a little hesitation there, kind of froze Koloko and got himself an opportunity.
For you math majors, he's shooting 77%. 77 out of 100. That's one we can all figure out.
Well, I was doing it on my hand there, so thank you.
Really, one more coming for Devin, and it's great to see him back out there after getting hit underneath the eye.
Exactly right. Really like his game. Love his demeanor, his intensity. Just a sophomore, he's going to be one of the special modern-day point guards of all time.
Inside, a steal by Devin Askew. Pass, Prukop underneath, and he's blocked by Martin. K.J. Martin blocks a lot of shots.
He does indeed.
Pippen all the way for two. Scottie Pippen Jr. And the pace picks up. Prukop couldn't kiss it up and in, and here come the Trailblazers. They're running. This is what they love to do. We're going to have a foul on the pass play. Watch out here.
Yeah,
they got to restrain Askew.
Yeah, well, Askew got up and said something to Pippen, and Pippen got up and shoved him from behind, and Askew didn't take kindly to that. Refs got to be careful here. Mayweather loves it. He says, that's my kind of basketball right there. Now watch here. You'll see Askew says something to Pippen while he's on the ground, and Pippen will get up and shove him from behind, and Askew took offense to that, as he should. And the referees quickly get between all of the combatants, and order is restored.
Our officials, the lead ref is Keith Cooper, Todd McWhirter, and Ryan McCormick are working with him, and they smartly have put the teams to the sideline to make sure they cool off. We'll take a look at that exchange again.
Watch on the right of your screen. You will see that Askew says something to Pippen. Pippen gets up and shoves him from behind, and Askew says, all right, you want some of this? But that's not what we want. What we want is good, hard, clean basketball, but the refs did a nice job of taking care of that as we look at Scottie Pippen saying, well, you know, I'm all right that my son didn't take that little bit of, I don't know, confrontation lightly.
Well, you like the fact that both teams are emotionally attached to the game, but you don't want them to get out of control. You got to play with emotion, but under control. Pippen and Askew hit with technical fouls.
Yeah, but the problem with that is Askew picks up 2 fouls on one play, and that could prove to be devastating late in the contest.
Gary McKnight, over 1,100 wins in his brilliant career. There it is, 1,132.
92% winning percentage, also 92% winning percentage in the playoffs, which to me is as impressive as any of Gary's tremendous statistics.
About 11 state championships for McKnight.
Not bad. Won their 23rd CIF last year. And they're going to call him a little tighter now for a while, I think, and Stanley gets called for bumping Askew. We might have teams in the bonus here early in the second half after nobody got to the bonus in the first half.
It's Sierra Canyon and Mater Dei, and after what happened last year, remember Mater Dei won in the finals 55-53. And you know that Sierra Canyon wants to get him in there, Jim, and Mater Dei wants to retain the CIF title. Askew fails inside. Coming down with the board impressively, it was Cassius Stanley.
He did everything right except the finish. He jump stopped and let Stanley fly by, but then came up and short-armed it.
Frank missed the shot. Rebound Breitenbach, who's done a nice job off the glass for Mater Dei.
And Will can handle it in the open court.
Down by 8 are the Monarchs as we approach 5 minutes to play in the third.
Like to see him get Evans a shot.
Hornery rushed the shot. Rebound Frank. Here come the Trailblazers back the other way. Martin in the open court. Pippen open for 3.
That's part of his game that has really improved this year. The catch and shoot 3 has extended the lead to the largest of the night. It's Sierra Canyon by 11.
Pippen got loose in transition and drilled the triple. The lead is 11 points for the host Trailblazers.
Keep going. Keep going. When Chicken McNuggets are this good, $2 goes a long way. Find a little joy at McDonald's on the $1, $2, $3 menu. Still going.
This President's Day, there's big news at Nissan Now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. That means that people love their new Nissans. So we're thanking you with big savings on our lineup, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist.
For a limited time, get 0% financing for 60 months or save up to $3,500 on the 2019 Rogue.
Get to Nissan now before these offers are yesterday's news.
We've got just the thing for those early Mondays and Tire Tuesdays and Why Me Wednesdays. That's it Thursdays, stick a fork in it Fridays, still sleeping Saturdays, and sun stop shining Sundays. It's $2 any size iced coffee at McDonald's.
Now during that timeout, they took a point away from Sierra Canyon. It was ruled a 2-ball by Scottie Pippen Jr. That's why it went from 40 to 39. Nonetheless, Trailblazers by 10.
Well, Mater Dei kind of got caught up in a little bit of a helter-skelter pace there for about 5 or 6 possessions, while the Monarchs were open down the floor after a made basket. I don't think you want to get into that high-paced of a game. Mater Dei's got to keep this thing in the 50s, low 60s, and Sierra Canyon, they want to run with you. That's why they're going to exercise some full-court pressure. They'd like for you to think that you're open and that you can run with the Trailblazers.
There's no question that Sierra Canyon wants the up-tempo game. And again, they're calling it close inside, and the beleaguered look belongs to Sierra Canyon's Andrew Austin.
Because they weren't calling that stuff in the first half, and that's hard for the players when it went in one half and not in the other. And you'll see that Evans has Austin's arm across his shoulder, and that's a foul.
Everything being contested, even these inbound passes. Jam-packed arena here at Sierra Canyon in Chatsworth. And we have a knockdown. Pippen went to the ground. This one's going against Mater Dei. Clear out by Prukop.
To Pippen's credit, he's learned how to fall. We saw that in the Rancho Christian game that he I think conned a couple of fouls out of Rancho Christian. He knows that end of the game, and that's not a big surprise considering his lineage.
Pippen will orchestrate. Martin inside. KJ Martin, a beautiful finisher around the cup.
This is danger time now for Mater Dei. It's up to a dozen. The Monarchs almost with a must possession here.
Midway stage of the third. Askew all the way for 2. He's gotten to the cup all night long. That time he got it to drop.
That time he looked the ball all the way into the basket.
Pippen all the way. Breitenbach able to tear it away from Koloko and Pippen.
Breitenbach's been a tower of strength on the glass for the Monarchs. He has been a man tonight underneath.
Askew with the nice look. Davidson went up, but it was blocked out of bounds. Beautiful play again by Pippen, who is very good defensively. 41-31 is your score for Sierra Canyon. Mater Dei capable of hitting shots. They're going to need to hit shots to stay with Scottie Pippen and Jr. here
You have the worst commute in SoCal. Congratulations. Whittier to Santa Monica every day. We made it. Do you know what this is? It's your new car. Today we help fix the worst commute in SoCal, and we can help you too with a great deal on an award-winning Honda. You can lease a 2019 CR-V LX for just $249 a month plus tax, and Honda was named 2019 Best SUV brand by US News and World Report. I'm actually gonna need this bag because you don't have the worst commute anymore, so...
Right now at Wiener Schnitzel, you can mix and match 5 chili dogs or corn dogs for only $5.95. Wiener Schnitzel, food worth cheering for.
Well, Sierra Canyon, so athletic, very gifted. You love Martin's ability around the basket. And it's been their defense for the most part that slowed down Mater Dei.
Yeah, Mater Dei turned it over a couple of times in that fast-paced situation about at the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Monarchs have slowed things down a little bit, got a much-needed basket from Askew, but a basket here still keeps them within shouting distance.
Breedenbach with a tough shot inside. You love him, Wilhelm Breedenbach.
I do. I think he's Mater Dei's next great player, and you can just see he is learning how to play with bigger, taller, more athletic players against him, and he's used his abilities to the maximum tonight.
Austin misses. Clean up inside of the basket. Put up and in by L. Simpson.
Simpson worked so hard at the stuff that not in the box score, and that was a big basket.
Well, Mater Dei went into the zone. Tougher to get those rebounds. Askew from downtown. Davidson with the crash, trying to tip it to himself and control it. Instead, it's Pippen the other way. Askew and Pippen again collide. This time, they're just playing basketball, thankfully. Yeah, they emotionally got into it before.
Coach McKnight at the midcourt line wondering, as I did, that kind of thing was not a foul in the first half. Now it is. But that's his 4th foul because of the technical foul that he accumulated 2 in one possession. But now Askew going to have to play with his hands in his pockets more or less for about 10 minutes.
You have to play smart. Stanley working against him, dunks. And again, Devin Askew had to put his hands in those pockets. And Stanley made him pay, and the lead is a dozen. 2:40 to play in the third.
Great recognition by Sierra Canyon to see whoever Askew was guarding was going to get the ball on that half-court possession.
Well, they have confidence in Askew. They'll leave him out there with the 4 personal.
But you have to be careful driving to the basket, can't get a charge.
Oh, that's a great dish inside on the left-hand flush by Breedenbach. And a turnover against Sierra Canyon.
Would it be unfair to call a guy who's got one eye half shut to say that was a no-look pass, but it was a beauty to Breedenbach?
It really was. And here you see an unforced turnover. Koloko and Pippen not on the same page.
Chance for Mater Dei to get it back within 10. If they can keep it within 10 at the end of 3, they're very much alive.
Breedenbach working against Martin. Askew's gone to the sideline with the 4 fouls. Davidson checking in. Prukop, beautiful drive on the baseline.
Oh, such a stealthy scorer. He kind of changes speed and direction without hesitation, and a nice finish on the baseline.
Stanley, Cassius Stanley, and he posed after hitting the triple.
Every jump shot for Cassius has gotten better as the night has worn on. First one was an air ball, second one was halfway down and crawled out, and now he is on target.
That was nothing but nylon. Prukop out on top, working between the rings. Breedenbach, that's pretty for 3. He just turned and fired.
He has been so confident tonight with the 3 ball, and the Monarchs have needed every one.
That's the formula for Mater Dei. Knock down 3s, but no answer for K.J. Martin. Finishing again inside.
Breedenbach tried to draw a charge, which Mater Dei is very good at, but if they don't call it, it left Martin with a point-blank opportunity.
Austin trying to get the ball away from Prukop. Hornery for three. That won't get there.
Boy, they needed that one.
Final minute of the quarter. Andre Chevalier wants a timeout. Chevalier, the former point guard of the Cal State Northridge Matadors. In fact, he's in the Matador Hall of Fame. This is Martin and what he can do inside. He can be devastating on the low block.
And he kind of stood over Breidenbach that time because Will thought he could sucker him into the charge. It's 50-40. We've got the score. We put 2 points up for Mater Dei, but it's 50-40 as
Well, if you're going to give them the two, they'll take it.
Well, they will. I don't think they'll argue with that at all. But Monarchs still hanging around, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be in the game in the fourth because they saw the way that Rancho Christian was able to run off the last 12 points of our last game of the week. Take a look at the ACC schedule for coming up tomorrow. A couple of big ones. Miami and Chris Lykes trying to slow down the Tar Heel train. North Carolina tied for first with Virginia and Duke, the number 8 ranked team in the country, try to continue to stay on top of the ACC. And then at 11 o'clock, NC State at Pittsburgh. NC State with a couple of embarrassing losses last week have fallen into the 9 spot. And Torrin Dorn and Markel Johnson need to lead the Wolfpack for a road win at Pitt tomorrow.
Well, Sierra Canyon and Bailey with the basketball. Up 10. Stanley forced out, and he was the one that went out of bounds. That's great defense again from number 12, Ryan Evans, who's played a stellar game at both ends.
He has. He's known for being a shooter, but he's been just as good on the defensive end.
Evans thought about the three.
Nice job by Austin to get out there on him.
Final half minute of the third stanza. Prukop going to work. That would have counted had it have gone. Stanley has the pained expression. He can't believe he committed the foul.
But this is why Prukop's going to be a really good scorer next year as well. He has the ability with that hesitation dribble to get himself a little bit of space, and then he's not afraid to draw the contact and get it up off the rim to get himself 2 shots at the line.
Aiden averages 11 a game. Final 14 seconds of the third as Andre Chevalier looks on. Mentioned it, he was a great point guard at Cal State Northridge. Later coached at his alma mater, Cleveland High School in Reseda. Second foul shot is also up and in for Prukop. Lead is 8. Final 10 seconds of the third. Martin with the left hand again. Rebound, Breidenbach. One last opportunity. Evans, it'll count out of the corner, won't get there. After 3. Sierra Canyon has the lead. They're doing it inside. Mater Dei trying to hang in, potentially pull the upset.
Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. All the legendary flavor, none of the meat. When the wagon of change comes, you ride along with it. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
This President's Day, there's big news at Nissan Now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. That means that people love their new Nissans. So we're thanking you with big savings on our lineup, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist.
For a limited time, get 0% financing for 60 months or save up to $3,500 on the 2019 Rogue.
Get to Nissan now before these offers are yesterday's news.
Well, if you thought the Open Division was the best of the best, you were right. And we've had a couple of really good games besides this one. A little bit of an upset, just a mild one, but Etiwanda on the road beats Rancho Verde 59-49. That's the 5 seed over the 4 seed. And then with about a minute to play, Centennial has come back from, they were down 7 to St. John Bosco. They've come back to take a 74-69 lead with about a minute to go in that one. That's the 3 against the 6.
Lauderdale and Askew have it down 8 with 8 minutes to play. Can they rally and knock off the Trailblazers? Koloko over the back of Breedenbach.
That is going to be the 6th team foul. Mater Dei will shoot on the next one, and that might be a way for the Monarchs to get back into this without using clock. So expect to see them try to go to the basket one more time.
Evans for 3. Out of bounds to Sierra Canyon. In the city, both Fairfax and Westchester won their quarterfinals. They'll move into the semis. Of course, we'll have the city championship game on the 23rd right here on a Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC. Everyone expects that to be Fairfax and Westchester.
Mater Dei going into a 1-3-1 zone, so there should be shots from the corners here against this particular defense.
Frank from the side. Martin with the throwdown in one motion, and the crowd erupts in Chatsworth.
That's the problem with the zone. It's hard to check people, keep them off the offensive glass. Martin made him pay.
Sierra Canyon back the other way, leading by 10. Frank won't take the corner jumper. Koloko was who they were trying to get it into, and the foul's on Hornery.
Watch Martin come from the right of your screen, soaring above the rim.
You think he's got pretty good hops?
Oh, I think so, and a pretty big future.
He is a spectacular dunker. He's the kind of guy, if you get him in a dunk contest, is able to beat anybody at any level.
And he's worked at the rest of his game, as you mentioned earlier. Improved jump shot, more counter moves in the post. Always plays with energy, a little better handle this year. Working on what he needs to be successful at the next level.
Stanley inside with the puppy. Koloko with a nice feed in.
Yeah, Askew tried to draw the charge. Ref wasn't having any of it. Easy one for Cassius. He'll make that every time.
Mater Dei has to go to work, down by a dozen. Breedenbach from downtown. Oh, he is a special talent.
He hasn't missed from beyond the arc tonight. That's 4 out of 4 for Will.
Wilhelm Breedenbach. And again, he is a youngster, very talented. Breedenbach, just a sophomore.
Remember that name. He is the next great Mater Dei player in my estimation, and I've seen a lot of them.
We haven't seen it tonight, but he has a hook shot as well. Pippen inside. Ball hit Frank in the face. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trailblazers.
Oh, a no-look, perfect diagonal pass from Pippen. But as you mentioned, Frank didn't see it clearly.
Askew with the takeaway. Remember, he's playing with 4 fouls. Evans in transition. Hornery went up, tried to tip it back in, and drew the foul.
Boy, the Monarchs needed that 3-ball from Evans in the worst way. Askew, the consummate passer, he led Evans not to the basket. He led him to his favorite spot for that wing 3. It just didn't go down.
Hornery at the line 3 times this year, has had 20 or more, so he's a capable scorer, 79% from the line, and that one falls for him.
Yeah, I must say I was hoping or expecting that Harrison would produce a little more offensively for the Monarchs tonight. He was averaging about 15 a game through about 2/3 of the season, but only 9 points per game over the last 5, and thought maybe he'd break out of that slump tonight. Still time. Monarchs only down 7, inside of 6 to play.
Martin out on top. Mater Dei would like to see him stay outside, but KJ posts up down low, working against Hornery. Outside, it's Pippen for 3. It's on the way. It's good. Can't stop that.
No.
He's got a quick trigger.
And he just does it all within the offense. That time he wanted to get it to Stanley because Stanley's being guarded by Askew with the 4 fouls. But then just a little hesitation.
Breedenbach confronting Koloko, who thought he had a clean block, but is called for the foul.
And so did Coach Andre Chevalier. We'll get another look at it here. Oh, that's a tough one for Koloko, but Breedenbach, the beneficiary, will shoot a pair.
Like the guts of number 32, taking it right at the 7-footer.
He's played magnificently tonight. I mean, obviously against long arm, taller player in Koloko, but Breedenbach has battled on both ends of the court. He's been a warrior tonight.
Bailey coming in, and Koloko goes out. Missed them both. Sneaking in there was Cremonesi of Mater Dei. And another whistle. Cremonesi able to fight for it and force the Trailblazers to go out of bounds with it, so it'll be the Monarchs' ball.
Nice job by Logan that time. Might have been fatigued free throws by Breidenbach, and I think Coach McKnight recognizes the same thing, that his young Monarchs that have battled so valiantly might need a breather.
30-second timeout taken by Mater Dei. Sierra Canyon looking to try to put this Monarch team away. Mater Dei could stay in games with their ability to knock down triples.
They can. Best Mater Dei three-point shooting team I've seen in years. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Of course, on the 15th, we'll have another game out of the Open Division to be determined depending on what happens both tonight and on February 12th. But we'll have the best game we can bring to you in a tremendous Open Division. The first round games have been spectacular. Then on the 16th, we'll have the best game from the other divisions. We're looking at divisions 1 and 2, of course. The LA City section final, Randy, which should be just another classic. Looks like it might be Fairfax and Westchester. And then, of course, we'll get into the college ranks, into the Big West.
Anteaters have already won 20 games this year, so UCI having a terrific year. Mater Dei basketball down by 10. 5:13 left. Trouble bringing it in, but they find Askew. Oh, he missed it inside. Many times tonight, Devon's been right there and just has not seen the ball go through.
And they ran a brilliant play out of the baseline inbound. Askew unguarded.
Stanley on the wing. And it's the Trailblazers that'll run some clock. Pippen off balance. Tough shot, can't convert it. Evans with a leak out, and he's fouled from behind by Frank.
What a pass by Breidenbach. Three-quarter length pass through that thing like Tom Brady. And there you see the foul across the face, and Evans, surprisingly, I would think he would be an 80% free throw shooter with that pure stroke. He's about 55.
So you're saying Edelman to the line. If that was Brady to Edelman, huh?
I like it.
It was over the middle, right?
I like it.
Another one for Ryan Evans is Scottie Pippen and Kenyon Martin look on with their sons playing a prominent role for Sierra Canyon.
This just in, Centennial beat St. John Bosco 75-71, so the 3 seed holds serve. But we had to have a mild upset with Etiwanda beating Rancho Verde on the road tonight.
More pressure from Mater Dei. They're extending their defense,
which should result in some driving lanes for people like Stanley and Martin. But the Trailblazers in no hurry here.
10 on the shot clock. Frank for 3. Out of bounds, last touch by Martin at Sierra Canyon.
But nearly a spectacular tip by the freshman Bailey. He was a half a foot above the rim. It just wouldn't go. Great
it's a war
effort.
Inside, isn't it?
Great effort by the freshman.
Closing in on 4 minutes to play. Mater Dei still in the hunt, hanging around. Askew for 3. Pippen able to rescue and run it down. Here he comes. Pippen giving to Bailey.
Ooh, might have got away with a double dribble there.
Well, he drew the foul to that outstanding freshman, number 10, Amari Bailey. Well, Scottie Pippen has been very good with those long-range shots. So has Breidenbach of Mater Dei. But for the moment, it's Sierra Canyon with the lead by 8.
Just made the stress of your commute disappear. Introducing the all-new, impossibly smart Nissan Altima with Pro Pilot Assist. It's groundbreaking tech that takes the stress out of heavy highway traffic by helping you stop and start without touching a pedal. Experience Altima at your local Nissan store.
For a limited time, get a low $239 per month lease on the 2019 Nissan Altima.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Your favorite restaurants now deliver with DoorDash.
It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're hungry for. It doesn't even matter how many you are. Restaurants come to you. Delicious at your door. Download DoorDash. First order, no delivery fee.
Well, they win a lot of championships here at Sierra Canyon. There's the boys championship state crown. They won another state title a few years back, 2015. Their football team, a couple state championship squads over the last few years. Their girls basketball team, which is 26-0 currently, led by Ashley Chevalier, the daughter of the head coach here at Sierra Canyon, is favored to win the Open Division. They've won a number of state titles in recent years.
Well, Apple didn't fall too far from the tree there. Ashley's an outstanding player, and they're coached by one of the great young coaches in girls basketball, Alicia Komaki, who played at Troy and was fantastic. In fact, the number one open seed, Sierra Canyon, will play Troy tomorrow night. Alicia gets a chance to get one back against her old school.
Bailey, the high flyer, fails on the first one.
Checking in for the Trailblazers, Cassius Stanley.
Stanley back in for Frank for Sierra Canyon. One more for Amari Bailey, 6'4", 170-pound freshman, one of two.
You look at the score, and if Askew had made that point-blank layup uncontested on the inbound play, and then that open three, I mean, we'd be looking at a 6-point game.
Evans to Breedenbach, who has been brilliant. Evans from deep. Yes. Boy, he could really fill it up from downtown.
We had a really good angle on that. He has a pure stroke, outstanding rotation, and that thing was money from the time it left his hand. And now the Monarchs going to run and jump, try to see if they could create a turnover and get an easy one. This is anybody's game with 3 to go.
Lead carved to 6. The intensity on the Mater Dei side has picked up. Martin will drive over Davidson. The dunk is put back in by Bailey. Amari Bailey with the return jam. And it's the Sierra Canyon bench that's up, hollering in support of Bailey's effort.
A majestic dunk by the freshman. Talked about that in my keys to the game. Mater Dei had to be full to the glass. They had to send all 5, and they forgot about Bailey that time.
Askew's stripped by Pippen. And Bailey's foul from behind by Prukop.
That's good foul. He'll make him shoot the 1+1 instead of what would have been an easy run out and probable dunk here. Watch on the right of your screen. Hello!
That same man who jammed it through is stationed at the charity stripe. Amari Bailey. We know he's good now, but can you imagine him in 2 or 3 years?
Exactly. I mean, when Coach Chevalier said, I asked him about Amari, he said he's special. I said, is he intimidated by being a freshman playing with a bunch of high major Division I seniors? He said, are you kidding me? Kid's fearless. He stepped into a veteran team, and it was seamless.
He looks like a high Division I player himself, and pretty good rhythm there for the freshman at the charity stripe, and the lead back to 10. Mater Dei is going to have to hit their shots and get some defensive stops if they're going to rally. Askew trying to put it in overdrive. Prukop setting up for 3. Martin clears for Sierra Canyon. Trailblazers in good shape.
Good job by Askew to create the open look for Prukop. The rim just wouldn't have it. Mater Dei cannot afford any more empty trips now.
And Pippen knows the clock's an ally. Timeout taken by Chevalier. And Sierra Canyon, it's a full timeout with 2:05 remaining. Sierra Canyon up by 10, trying to close out Mater Dei at home.
Hug the coast on the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner and embrace the journey to Southern California's top destinations. Cruise by sparkling beaches and rolling hills as you travel to renowned wine countries, beloved surf cities, and vibrant downtowns. Let us take you to SoCal's most inviting and inspired communities. Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com and come hug the coast with us.
Right Now at Wiener Schnitzel, you can mix and match 5 chili dogs or corn dogs for only $5.95. Wiener Schnitzel, food worth cheering for.
Tonight's game is presented by the Pacific Surfliner. When you travel by train, you can relax while enjoying complimentary Wi-Fi and amazing views. Go to PacificSurfliner.com to plan your next trip.
Well, Randy, it's an uphill battle for Mater Dei down 10 with 2 minutes to go, but just got to remind you, in this pool play situation, even if the Monarchs don't come back and they fall to Sierra Canyon tonight, their season is not over. They got a couple of games left, but what they'll need is some help. They'll need somebody to beat Sierra Canyon, and they would end up needing a 3-way tie at 2-1, and that's certainly possible in this open division where close games, I think, are going to be the rule rather than the exception. But it'll be a tough one for the Monarchs if Sierra Canyon makes their free throws, because they'll shoot the bonus from here on out and the double bonus in a couple of fouls.
Well, Mater Dei's got a very tough road to hoe. They got to play on the road in the next 2 as well because they're the number 7 seed. They'll have to go to St. John Bosco and Corona Centennial.
Yeah, that's the drawback. That is the drawback of the pool play situation. Steele.
Askew with the takeaway and the pull-up. Yes! So a little bit of hope for the Monarchs. It's ruled to 2, not a 3.
Oh, my, because I think Askew obviously wanted to stop short of the arc because he knew they had to score more than 2 at a time.
Koloko missed the dunk. He put it back. Greenbach contesting, but he scores. You got to love the effort of Christian Koloko.
I'll say not once, not twice, but the third time was the charm for the big guy.
Askew looking for the 3 ball. Time on the side of Sierra Canyon. Mater Dei has to put up a shot quickly. They're down by 10.
Yeah, no time to run clock here. Next open shot's got to go.
Evans for 3. Greenbach trying to follow. Deflected away from him by Koloko, and the Monarchs will retain.
Still time. You gotta score every time down, and it better be a 3 because you're gonna have to trade 3 for 2, 6 for 4, that type of thing in order to cut into this deficit.
Evans inside, shot put up by Davidson, and he's fouled by Martin, and that's a good thing for Mater Dei. They can go to the line, and Ryan Evans with a good look into Davidson.
Oh, but Nick needed to finish that one because that could have been an and 1, and they would have got 3 the old-fashioned way.
Sinks the first one, has another one.
He's going to be a really good player as well. Dad Kirk played at hoops at Nevada, and Mom was a volleyball player at Nevada, so he comes with athletic genes behind it.
Of course, he is a transfer from Santa Margarita. Played a lot of minutes as a freshman there for the Eagles, and you can see why. Very talented young player. Got them both. Just above a minute to play. Mater Dei put some pressure on in the backcourt, trying to force some turnovers. Down by 8.
You want to get the ball into the hands of Pippen here and let him orchestrate.
Number 2, Pippen has the ball. I remind everyone the Goldbergs are on deck on KDOC. Forced shot by Pippen, didn't need to take it that early.
Right.
Askew, long ball on the way, on the iron, no good. It was put up by Prukop. And the return and a foul. Good effort inside by Logan Cremonesi.
Nice job by Logan to battle, took it up strong, gets himself a 2-shot opportunity. A rare mental error by Scottie Pippen Jr., who is so cerebral out on the court. That's one of the things that I like about him the best, is that he understands time and score. And he took a really early shot as Logan misses off the back iron. But Scottie didn't need to shoot that, as you accurately mentioned, Randy. They could have run another 10 seconds off.
Of course, they're playing the clock now, and you can see that Scottie Pippen Sr. there exhorting his young man on. Cremonesi missed them both.
That's a crusher. You almost got a foul now. You don't have time to let them do this. You got a foul.
Pippen to Stanley, and he threw it off the Mater Dei player. He's going to stay with Sierra Canyon. Smart play there by Cassius Stanley.
Yeah, but if you're Mater Dei, you just don't have time. They ran off 10 seconds that you don't have. And so you got to play the foul game at this point. You're not going to get that many steals.
Trailblazers been in command most of the night, and there's the quick foul by Breedenbach. It'll send Martin to the line.
Modern Day personal foul number 32.
Yeah, you got to hope that he misses 2, but even if he just makes 1, you come down and get a 3. You start trading 3 for 1, 3 for none. You got a chance to maybe climb back into this, but the clock definitely against the Monarchs. But I tell you, this young team for Mater Dei and Gary McKnight have played valiantly. As Mayweather looks on, he's got to be happy with the fact that he showed up tonight for a pretty good high school basketball game. But the Monarchs youth, they played valiantly tonight against a really good team. I mean, Sierra Canyon hasn't been nationally ranked for nothing.
In a tough barn. This is a very intimate, difficult location to play where they're all jammed in, 1,200 strong. Highly partisan crowd for the Trailblazers. And nice job there by K.J. Martin converting the lead once again up to 10 with 32 seconds remaining.
So impressed with K.J. Martin and his complete game. He has really worked at all levels of his play.
Breedenbach in the paint. That's a nice touch. We've seen that from Wilhelm all night long. And another quick foul. But Breedenbach on our air here on KDOC has showed Southern California how good he is now. He just picked up his 4th foul, but Wilhelm Breedenbach is big time.
Yeah, he's legit, and he's going to be really highly recruited by the time he's done at Mater Dei. And I mentioned that early on. I thought he was going to be one of Mater Dei's next great players, and I see nothing tonight that would indicate anything different. I'm not sure whether he's right or left-handed. He's so good with each hand. Talk about ambidextrous. This guy's he's going to be special.
30-second timeout, Sierra Canyon.
30-second timeout. We're probably coming back here next Friday, Paul. Corona Centennial with the victory.
Yeah.
We have the victory here. This one's assured now for the host Trailblazers. So it's like we're going to have a pretty good time and another big crowd packed in here again.
Yeah, no question about that. And I think that is exactly where we're headed, barring some strange happenings on February 12th. Next Friday, we're going to see some of these same faces as we have a good look at Scottie Pippen on the sidelines. Got to be happy with the result that is forthcoming. But I don't mind coming back. Centennial's awfully good, and they're one of those teams that feels they've been sort of disrespected all season long, although St. John Bosco gave them all they wanted tonight before Centennial prevailed.
Yeah, Corona Centennial, though, has the kind of team that won't back down. They'll come in here believing they can win.
Got some
Stanley.
really good guards. Jalen Clark at 24 tonight.
Misses, and the rebound to Mater Dei's Davidson. Final seconds. Askew from deep. And a quick timeout. Well, Devin's probably thinking he's had a lot of opportunities tonight, and that one was a bullseye shot. And he had some others that just fell off the arm, but he's a terrific sophomore talent.
He is, and when you consider the adversity with which he has played the second half, he got poked in the eye, really severely in the first half, and that made it difficult for him to see.
Of course, tomorrow we have Atlantic Coast Conference action on KDOC.
Well, you got Miami trying to rise up and win at Chapel Hill. That's going to be really difficult. North Carolina trying to stay at the top with Virginia and Duke, who play each other, so North Carolina, there'll only be 2 at the top after Saturday if North Carolina wins. And then in the 11 o'clock game, NC State, which suffered 2 tough losses and fell from the 7th spot down to the 9th spot, has almost a must-win situation at Pittsburgh. Torrin Dorn and Markel Johnson going to take on Xavier Johnson as the Wolfpack battle Pitt in a tough place to play.
Well, 13 seconds remain. Mater Dei will be on defense when they come out of this timeout. Down 6. Professor, what can they do?
Well, you got to have a turnover on the first pass, or you have to foul. You don't have time for them to make multiple passes. And then you got to play the foul game. But if you get a turnover and somehow get a quick 3, things could get a little dicey here in the last 10 seconds for Sierra Canyon. And you know that Coach Chevalier has drawn up their best inbound pass to get the ball to one of their better foul shooters, and I'd have to think that would be Pippen primarily.
Stanley's fouled.
Now time for Cassius to step up there and knock down a couple, but even if he only makes 1, as he'll get 2 automatically, as that's the 10th team foul on Mater Dei. If he makes 1, it becomes a 3-possession game, and it's basically academic from here.
You know, Cassius Stanley's dad is a longtime NBA and NFL sports agent, Jerome Stanley. So he's got some NBA, NFL type ties.
He's got connections.
They all do. This is the place to be, and that was a big shot that just fell for Cassius Stanley. It's now a 3-possession game, and for all intents and purposes, Sierra Canyon's going to get their first victory in pool play. Mater Dei is going to fall, obviously, to 0-1.
You can tell Cassius was not anywhere near 100% tonight, but he gutted it out. A terrific performance despite being under the weather, but he played hard, and that's a couple of big foul shots.
Askew, no good. Martin rebounds, and another foul. I want to thank everybody on our entire David Otta production crew tonight for another terrific job.
Mater Dei personal foul number 14, Aiden.
The young Monarchs grew up a little bit tonight. This is a team that starts 2 juniors and 3 sophomores and got a couple of sophomores on the bench first off, and they'll get better as they get older, but this was a tough one to try to win tonight.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone for joining in on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on our CIF Southern Section Ford Boys Basketball Championship affair. 70 on the board for Sierra Canyon. Hosel changes now. They're subbing out all their players knowing they'll live for another day even though they fell here tonight. Martin with another free throw with just 4 ticks remaining.
Yeah, Monarchs have played Centennial and Bosco in their last 2 games in the pool play. But hats off to Sierra Canyon. Bounce back victory over a tough loss to Rancho Christian, and the Trailblazers look as good as the number 2 seed is supposed to be.
Sierra Canyon goes to 25-3. Mater Dei falls to 25-4. Well, the champ looking on. He enjoyed the festivities. For Paul Westfall, my name is Randy Rosenbaum. Lots of dunks, lots of activities. Great pool play action in the playoffs. But tonight, Sierra Canyon beats Mater Dei 71-61. For Paul, I'm Randy. Good night from Chatsworth.